This episode explores historical, cultural, and philosophical perspectives for educational purposes. The interpretations and opinions expressed are based on academic and historical research and are not intended to represent or criticize any modern government, individual, or belief system.
So, when you think about China today, what's the first thing that comes to mind? A rising superpower? A manufacturing powerhouse? Maybe an authoritarian state? We have all these simple labels, but the reality, well, it's way more complex. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into here. What's really driving the modern innovation engine of China?
All right, let's just get right to the heart of it. There's this one question that seems to pop up in every single conversation about China's economy. Is it a nation of creators, inventing new technologies from the ground up? Or is it just a really good copier of other people's ideas?
Yep, but here's the thing. According to a lot of people who study this, like the folks at the Information Technology and Innovation Foundation, that whole copier idea might be totally missing the point. The real story is so much deeper, and it really challenges what we think we know.
And look, this isn't just some academic debate, right? This is a billion-dollar question that's playing out in real time in one of the most important industries on the planet, the global race for semiconductor supremacy.
Think about it. Microchips are the brains of everything. And if you really want to understand China's game plan to dominate this space, looking at today's policies isn't enough. Nope, you got to go way back, like 1,000 years back.
So let's hop in the time machine and rewind the clock. We're going all the way back to the Song dynasty, a period where China was, without any exaggeration, the most innovative and advanced civilization on Earth. I mean, try to picture this. The capital, Kaifeng, was basically the New York City of the 11th century. A bustling metropolis with over 1 million people. Amazing restaurants, vibrant nightlife, a quality of life that people in Europe at the time couldn't even dream of.
But what's just mind-blowing is what they were inventing. This wasn't just one lucky breakthrough. We're talking about the big ones. Gunpowder, movable type printing, the magnetic compass. These are technologies that literally changed the course of human history.
And you know, it wasn't just about the tech. People who lived back then described it as, well, just a great place to be. Open, creative, friendly. A society that was thriving from the bottom up.
So here's the big takeaway from all this. This ability to innovate, to create world-changing stuff, it's not new for China. It is baked right into its history. But, and this is a huge but, that's only half the story.
Because for every ounce of that creative grassroots energy, there has always been this equally powerful and totally opposite force pulling from the top down.
And to get that, we have to rewind even further back. We're going to the very birth of Imperial China, to its very first emperor, a man who literally forged a nation through brutal, unrelenting force.
You've seen these guys, right? The Terracotta Army. About 8,000 of them, each one with a unique face. It's an incredible work of art for sure, but it's also kind of terrifying. It's a symbol of absolute, total state power.
So how do you pull something like that off? With a philosophy called legalism. And the idea was pretty simple and pretty brutal. The state is everything. Order is kept through incredibly strict laws and harsh punishments. Under this system, just being incompetent wasn't a mistake, it was a crime.
And the first emperor put this idea to work in a huge way. First, he conquered all his rivals. Then, he standardized everything: money, writing, even how wide your cartwheels could be. Next, he centralized all power in himself. And finally, he controlled what people thought, famously burning books and burying scholars alive to crush dissent.
And what did all of that create? It created the other side of China's personality. This incredible top-down power to get massive projects done. The ability to mobilize the entire country toward a single goal, whether that's building the Great Wall or a massive terracotta army.
Okay, so let's fast forward to today. How does this ancient push and pull, this battle between bottom-up innovation and top-down control, actually shape the China we see right now? Well, you can see that top-down control in how China presents itself to the world. You know how France has the Alliance Française to promote French culture? China has its Confucius Institutes. But they're not just teaching language. They often function as an arm of the state, projecting a very specific, carefully controlled image of China to the rest of us.
And you really see these two forces come together in the economy. Take a look at this example from China Unicom. At first glance, it looks like a normal employee stock plan, right? But check out the fine print. To get your shares, you don't just have to make the company profitable, you have to hit these super aggressive growth targets set by, you guessed it, the state.
Which brings us full circle, right back to microchips. That same instinct for total, top-down mobilization is being used right now. Through huge government investments, China is on track to control nearly 40% of the world's manufacturing for these essential chips by 2027. It's like they're building the Great Wall all over again, but with silicon.
So you see, asking, is China a copier or a creator? It's just the wrong question. It misses the whole point. The real story of China is this constant tug-of-war between two incredible historical forces, the grassroots genius of the Song dynasty and the absolute top-down power of the first emperor.
So the big question for our time, for the 21st century, isn't can China innovate? History tells us loud and clear that it can. The real unanswered question is which of its own historical legacies will win out in the end. Will China's next chapter be written by its creators or by its controllers?
Echoes of the past, visions of tomorrow.